Look at that. All right. We got us a trailer, 2-inch ball. We are going to Texas to swap this out for the guy. So those two lights consistently don't work, but we have tail lights, turn signals, brake lights, the whole 9 yards, so we are good. So we are gonna head up there. We've had no issues this trip. I did have to change out to a 2-inch ball, but you do not need to haul the biggest shit to make money. Just keep that in mind. If you guys don't see us joking around in the comments occasionally, we said about the park models and the 48-foot trailers, it's like we leave the big stuff to the new guys because they will always take it and they'll always take it for cheap. This small stuff pays way better. The whole round trip is over $2 a mile, which may not seem like a lot to you freight guys, but like I'm pulling a 6,000 pound trailer and my overhead is probably going to be, if I spent $800 in fuel, I'd be surprised. If I spend even more than $600 in fuel, I'll be surprised. Easiest tow of my life. That boat back there. DOT is out today. I pulled into that rest area earlier to fill the rest of my tank with what was left in the aux tank. And Cisco pulls behind me with a DOT officer right behind him. Now, we'll be in Texas tomorrow. We got plenty of time. Plenty of time to spare. Well, spoke too soon. I just flagged a guy down for his tire blowout. And I must have got far enough up the road that, well, I got one too. We checked these tires. They had plenty of air in them, but that sucks. I was looking at the grease and whatnot, but it is what it is. Let's make a phone call. So we do not have a spare, so they're direct axles, the Timbren, I think they are. So we're just gonna take the front one off and just keep going and see what happens. I'm gonna let her go potty quick, but I think that's gonna be the game plan here, because if another one blows, then it is what it is, but we still got, I'm gonna at least get to the truck stop, which is another 45 minutes away, because I don't wanna waste any more diesel than I have to, because I have just enough to get there. Organization is a great skill to have. Makes it super easy. So I grabbed the 19 and the 21, just to see. And I like these axles because of this reason. If this was leaf spring, you wouldn't be able to do that. Hard to film this part, but you gotta be careful though. You don't want to get pricked. All right, that one would not take, but at least so that this rotor doesn't like go out of place. So, throw this back in there, grab my sockets, let's get out of here. Stay strong. That's all you gotta do. Stay strong. Don't blow out. Let's get the fuck off the side of the road. Because apparently to everybody, that's the most important thing. You can't swap transmissions on the side of the road either. People will get mad at you. All right, we just had blowout number 2, and we found a tire shop. Customer said he wants to replace all 4. This is the type of customer you want. You want good customers like this. Hopefully we make it, because they are not happy about it. Like, those tires are not happy. So we have one tire on each side in the back, and when that thing popped, it popped. So we're gonna try to go nice and slow, and hope we don't blow anything out. Nice and slow. All right, so it made it, just like that. Gonna do all 4. And we're getting a spare rim, because when one of them went, obviously you guys know what happens when a rim goes and it's just the only one. So, I'm gonna get a new rim and 4 new tires. So, and I got a credit card on file for the guy, so I don't have to be the one to pay for it. But that's one of those things, if you're gonna come out here and do this, always make sure you let the customer know that there is a chance for wheel bearings or tires. And I specifically said on this one, I guarantee you we're gonna get a blowout. So, got a used rim in stock. Doing the other side now. This trailer's definitely gonna need brakes, but. All right, we got all 4, and they didn't charge me for this, so I'll plug their stuff. Fucking awesome, appreciate these guys. All right, back to running. Got 4 new tires, 8 plies. Way better than what was on there, load range D. And they're actually 65-pound tires instead of 50-pound tires. There, all right. Brand new rubber. All right, it is the next day. It's almost 9 in the morning. I want to be there by like 11:30, 12 o'clock. So we got about 2.5 hours to go. Everything's been good. And if you guys don't have ignition problems, I recommend having ignition problems because I can leave the truck running, pull the ignition key out. There you go. Also, look at those miles. 383, 676. We're getting ready to head out. Just waiting for the tank to fill. We have plenty of fuel to get there, and then we'll see what we're looking like on the way back. Right, Hazel? Miss I Eat My Collar. Yeah, look how happy of a dog she is. She's just so happy. Yeah? And if you don't love her enough, she'll bark at you. Alright guys, well, we made it. Hazel, stay. With no more casualties. I gotta check everything out, make sure I didn't hit anything, because, man, they really be fucking up the I-10, the panhandle. But it's tight in some spots. I don't think we hit anything. Yeah, we're good. That was fun. Nice new wheel. Alright, so we're gonna be hurry up and wait. They said it's gonna be a couple hours before we can pick up the other one. So I'm gonna swap this out a while, and then we're probably gonna go to the shower, go get something to eat, if there's any truck stops around here. But he's supposed to be paying at the pickup, or here, so get paid and then go eat. Alright, our boat is ready. Just got out of Chili's. Let the truck run the entire time because Hazel's in there. Let's see. Is it cold? Oh, it is cold in here. Look at that, 360 minutes. Good girl. Don't worry, I took her potty and gave her, well, I took her potty before I went in there. So now I'm gonna feed her. Got me some ribs as usual. No, you get out of there. Look at all that. Save that for later. My stomach is not what it used to be. I used to be able to sit there and eat an entire full rack of ribs, entire thing of fries, the whole thing of broccoli, and a molten lava cake, and down 2 drinks of double shot vodkas, and I cannot do that anymore. It sucks. I get halfway through a meal, and it's like, then I gotta go to the bathroom, and then come out and finish. I don't know. They just texted me and said, it's good to go, so let's go pick up this boat and see what we gotta deal with. All right, so we're just going to get some bigger straps for the back. But this thing should be good. They just cleaned this thing up. I like that old Ford. This looks good. If I were nice old 6.7. If I were to get one of the new, if I were to switch over to Ford, that would be the body style I'd get right there. But I got my pictures, so we're gonna start hooking up a while, and then once he comes out with the straps, we'll throw them on. We were gonna use these, but these are from the old trailer, and like a little bit more heavy duty. We are hooked, but would you look at that fucking beautiful stretched Pete? I wish more rigs were like that. I feel like more people would like trucking if shit looked like that and no more Freightliner Cascadias. But we're pulling this big ass boat. It's not that big. It's only 9 feet wide, so got about 14.5 hours to go. So I could technically make it there tomorrow, but like, do I care enough to? You know what I mean? You know, as good as this run pays, sometimes you just gotta put a $350,000 boat on the back of your $10,000 pickup truck. You guys would be disgusted to know how much money I've thrown at this truck just to have it where it's at now. Disgusted. But yeah, nowhere near as this. I mean, you could probably take 10 of these and it'd take a while to get to the point of this thing. This guy spent a lot of money on it. They told me $350,000. Look how nice and pretty everything is. They detailed everything. We got the straps on the back. We could not get new ones. They did not have them. So it is what it is. It's not a big deal. I think we got 13 hours left. So I'm gonna try to find a pilot to fill up. We got about a little under a full tank on the bottom, or on the main tank. I got more in the top, but I don't have a spot to like put the front end down, so I'm not worried about it. And you guys keep bitching about these tires. They're fine. We're sitting right around a little over 95,000 miles on these tires. If you don't like it, you guys can buy me new tires. But once you learn what tires are made of and how they work, you notice that I never have tire problems on my trucks. And I get a lot of mileage. I put those 315 70 17s on my truck, and I got 55,000 miles out of a set of mud tires. I think I know what I'm doing when it comes to tires. Also, a good TPMS. If you guys aren't running a TPMS, like this system here, if I'm ever gonna have a blowout, I'm gonna know long before I have the blowout that a blowout is gonna occur. If we have any leaks or anything, I've had this one go flat once and this one go flat once. Not flat, but like down to 60, and I caught it immediately. That one had a screw and that one had a screw. But the fronts have been great. So if you want to talk shit about the tires in the comments, go ahead. I've already got the new set, and those are not cheap. The cheapest I can get them for before taxes was about 1,860 bucks. So they're not a cheap tire, but they last. If you rotate your tires and do your proper maintenance, and look at this, the inside still has way more tread. I could come over here and just fucking re-groove this thing if I wanted to, and we still got, look at, there's the wear markers. I'm willing to bet if you take care of these tires and re-groove the outsides, you could probably get 120,000 miles out of these tires. These things are great. They suck in the winter, don't get me wrong. Rain, winter, they suck. But just for cruising highway, and that's a 2-wheel drive truck right now, I like it. I like them. I'm gonna buy, well, I already have them, but I'm gonna buy them again after I go through another set. All right, hopefully this will be the last fuel stop for the whole trip down here on this. But we're doing all right. I had to put this all the way at the top. I stopped doing that, but on this one you kind of have to, because if you bring it down, you're gonna be way too close to the ground. And a lot of the weight on these boats, people don't understand, the weight is back here. These motors weigh a fucking shitload. All good. And on these trailers too, they give you a whole spare hub. So if you ever lose a wheel bearing on your trailer, you can swap them out for these over here. And so not only do you get 2 spare rims, you get 2 spare hubs as well. It's kind of cool. All right, so we got the valve cover off here at Petro. I had to stop and take a dump. And we had a little bit of steam coming out of the blow-by tube. And I'm like, you know, steam's not bad, but you know, sometimes on Bertha, that's not normal for steam to be coming out. So I was like, okay, cool, I'll check the blow-by. We had a little bit of a tap, nothing crazy, but you guys know what that means at like higher RPMs. So I pulled the valve cover off, decided to check all this because I just did a bunch of work to this. So it's like all it would take is a valve adjustment being out or anything like that to cause a little bit of blow-by, nothing, no big deal. So I went through, checked everything, like checking to make sure they're all torqued down, which, you know, a couple of them were loose, but nothing crazy, nothing that I think would have made a difference. So I don't know what's going on, but we have a little bit of blow by, a little bit of puff, 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 nothing crazy. The truck still runs pretty smooth and whatnot, but also, I mean, I idle the shit out of this thing, and Bertha does have, what, 384,000 miles, and a mild tune with some bigger parts. So those are not stock injectors, not stock tips, not a stock manifold or turbo or exhaust or any of that stuff. None of that's stock. So, I mean, who knows? We're not low on oil, at least not a ton. We're only like a quart low, which isn't gonna hurt anything. I've been watching it. So I'm gonna put the valve cover back on, and then I think I'm gonna do an injector kill test and see if I can narrow it down. All right, so I'm going through. We're gonna go in here to system tests, and I already did the injector kill test, but check this out. So if I go in here to my cylinder contribution, so I'll give you guys the numbers there. This is what's coming up. So 6 and 4 are a little low, and then the other ones are 100. I don't know if this means anything to you guys, because actually I didn't even know that my box could do this, but I came over here to the cylinder. This thing keeps throwing the code for that every time I make it do that. So disable 1, that one made a big difference. Disable 2, 2 made a big difference. Let's do 3. 3 made a pretty big difference. 4 didn't. It made a difference, but nothing crazy. That made a big difference. That made a big difference. So let's go back to cylinder 4 here. I think cylinder 4 is going to be our problem child. They made a difference, but not a ton. Let's go check the blow-by with that cylinder off. Look at that. Come over here and turn it back on. Let's watch the RPMs. Yeah, genuinely don't think it cares about cylinder 4. So something with cylinder 4. Cylinder 4 is not making a big difference. Let's try 5 just out of curiosity with the... That made a difference. I mean, it makes a difference, but nothing crazy. Let's try 2, because that was a big one. Oh yeah, that makes a big difference. 2 makes a huge difference. So 2's doing a lot. 1 is doing a lot. Let's try number 3. Three is doing a lot. I decided to do it with the idle up. That made a difference. Cylinder 6. So all those made a big difference. I think 4 and 6 are weak links, but I think 4 is the weakest link. So we're going to go in here and clear the codes again, because for some reason, every time I bring up the cylinder performance test, it throws a check engine light. And then we also got functional tests in here. There's a lot of shit that I can do. So there's a couple of things that can cause that little bit of blow by, and it could be something just non-serious. When I had my black truck initially, I had a ton of blow by at 380,000 miles, which is right about what this one's at. I put a little bit of Stiction Eliminator or whatever Hotshot Secret in the engine and beat the fuck out of that truck for about 1,000 miles, and it fixed the problem. And then it had no blow by until about 438, 50,000 miles later, and then it blew up. So if we are on borrowed time, I'll either rebuild this motor or just go buy another one. I'm not super worried about it. It's not really going to cost me much. Not worried about it. It's just the, you know, what comes with making extra power. So I'm gonna get all this stuff put away and we are gonna get back on the road. I got about 10, 11 hours to go and I'm waiting on a phone call from another direct. So many of you guys keep asking me how I get power only loads, and I'm telling, this whole trip has literally been directs. I haven't touched Central in a while. I mean, it's probably been 4 or 5 months since I've touched Central. Everything you guys see me do is pretty much a direct customer. Like, that's just what you do. Over time, you just build your base and you go from there. So that's how I do it. All right, so we're gonna fuck around right now. I have tranny fluid on me, and I'm gonna dump an entire quart in the tank because you guys say that that's a good idea. So I'm gonna do it. Maybe it's an injector problem. Who knows? Maybe we clean the cylinders out. Who knows? When I get home, I will check the valve adjustment, but I feel like this was the best valve adjustment I've ever done. So here you go. We're gonna take some ATF plus 4 from Fisher's. And just so you guys know that I'm not playing with you. I'm gonna dump that whole thing in. As good as I can get it. There you go. Whole quart tranny fluid dumped. And then we'll top her off with this. All right, we're topping the tank off. Well, I guess Bertha's, if we do end up having to go into this motor though, I will do the cam. You can kind of hear her missing a little bit. So I don't know. I threw the ATF in there. I'm gonna beat the fuck out of her for the rest of the trip. See what happens. Either we make it worse or we make it better. Just so you guys don't think I'm clickbaiting you, because I'm not. I'm gonna come over here. Look at that. It's not much. It was worse earlier, so let's hope we can get rid of all of it. Also, listen to that exhaust brake. See you. All right. I'm gonna end this video here. Hopefully you guys ain't too mad at me. I guess you have to find out in the next video what happens. I guess you gotta wait to find out. Seriously, I hope you guys enjoyed. Bertha's definitely missing a little bit. I don't know, but I don't feel it. I just kind of hear it. I don't know. I'm not worried about it. No matter what happens, I'll take care of it. It's just one of those things when you want to go and make more power, things happen. Things happen.